Blue snowball. Aha! Alright, maybe we should try that again when people can hear. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Lazy and Beanie Painting. I am Laz. Hello. I think it's morning. It's morning for me. I don't know what time it is for everybody else, but good day. Hello. Hope you're all having fun and had a reasonable start to today. We're on issue number 58 of Combat Patrol. Now, we did 57 last week, but it was mostly reading because we didn't have the extra sprue. See? This one. We did have the others, which were these that we got last week, along with issue 57, which has got all the instructions to put it together. But we didn't get the last sprue until today, which is 58. So it's going to tell us how to paint the Cthonian Beserks. Then it's going to tell us about the Leagues of Votan territories, and then we're going to learn about more of campaigns. But it's going to tell us how to paint the Leagues of Votan, which is fine. But we have to go back to 57 first. Okay, top to chill. I don't know what that means, but hello. So, before I go into 58, I'm going to have to go back to 57 so we can actually build these things. The joys, the things it makes us do. Good morning, Twisted. I've just been talking to you. So, let's go back to 57 now. And let's actually try and find the bits that we need to put together. Why they can't do this in one shot and then give us some of at least two of the paints the issue after to paint them, I don't know. But they don't. They're awkward. 1, 2, 3, 4 little bases, which are the 28 mils, and then one larger base, which is like 40 something mil. What's that one for? Oh, that's for the mold grenade launcher, dude. Okay, I can deal with that. The big one's for the grenade launcher, man. He's last. But the first thing they want us to do is make the leader who's got the 2 fists, and we didn't get that sprue until today. Because is that this one? Nope, that's not that one. Is that this one? That looks like this one, yeah. Because we've got half of the concussion gauntlet there. Oh, my stomach is going on one. I've not been up long. I've not even had my first cup of tea yet. I know that is a travesty. I am British. I should have already had a cup of tea before I started this, but I have not. I'm going to start this instead. So, with this one, first thing we want is numbers 1, 2, and 3. This might be the only time it's actually started us with 1, 2, and 3. Problem is, I've got to try and find out where 1 is, and it's part of a torso. So it's on here somewhere, and there it is. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. So snippety snip, snips. The fact that I couldn't do this last week is really frustrating. My hands aren't even steady. This is not a good sign. Hands not being steady is not a good sign when using snips. So being extra careful with this now. To the point where I'm actually using 2 hands to position. And that can come out and clean that little nub up that I didn't get properly a moment ago. Oh, you're listening to water trickle through the grinder, through the coffee maker. Coffee. I probably should have went for one of them myself rather than a tea, but oh well, it is what it is now, and whatever's in my cup next to me is what I'm going to be drinking. And in this case, it is tea. So that's the first 3 parts. This doesn't look easy at all, and it's going to require lots and lots of gluing. So 3 is part of his body and his leg. Do I need one? I think I need one on first. So we'll glue down where it says one's supposed to go, and we'll try fitting that one first. I hope it goes on okay. Now, it's not a push fit, so you will have to let the glue dry and set and cure. And then that gives us this little section here to put number 3 in. It should slot quite nicely in there, although it does seem to have some gap in it. This is why I say you've got to let the glue cure properly, otherwise you just end up trying to force 3 things together, and well, they don't always go like they're supposed to if you tried doing it that way, as I am quite clearly showing everybody. So once you've got, see, I did it then, but as soon as I got it, I think my cat wants to go out. Yes, Kitty, I'm coming. Just let me get these in place, and yes, I can hear you. There we go. We have a body, and I have a kitty cat that wants to go out. There you go. I'm just glad she wanted to go out for a change. Usually she just whinges at me for no reason whatsoever. So now it wants us to put a head on. So that will be number... You can choose whichever head you would like for this model. There is no in-game effect. So 12, 13 or 14. There's 12, there's 13. There's 14. They all look like bear heads. They all look like bear heads. I'm going to go for a baldy one with a beard. Wonder why. No idea really. Could you think of one? There we go, we have a head. Now where on earth is the head supposed to go? It's supposed to go... Oh, it's not a little drop-in bit, it's a... He's actually got a neck to glue it onto. Oh, that makes it all the more fun, that does. See, a lot of models just have a little dimple place, you just pop the glue in and pop the head in. This one? No. This one's got a neck sticking out that you've got to balance the head on. They like making it easy, don't they? I've put his head too far down. There we go. So we now have one head on a base. Well, not head on a base, head on a body. It is a ridiculously small head on a body, but we do have a head on a body. I'm going to take a 28mm base. Put some glue on his foot. And then try our best place him on there without him falling over. Which isn't happening at this moment in time. He's falling face first. Because they've got him in a running position and all his weight is forward. That's how it works. Can't really complain about that, it's just how it works. We're going to hold him in place for a moment in case you can't. Actually, there we go. And that should be what I'm assuming is going to be the equivalent of a sergeant model for this unit. I just need to put his arms on now and his backpacks and whew. It's too early in the morning for this. And it's also too early in the morning to forget that I have left my notifications on. No, don't do things like... My phone's playing silly people with me today. I don't know what's going on. Right, so next we want numbers 17 and 18 to make up what I'm assuming will be his left fist, and 15 and 16 to make his right fist. Okie dokie. So that's 15. Just being careful not to take off any of the actual model. Sometimes it does tempt you to do that. We don't want to. And 16 is down here. Which should hopefully help. So gluing 15 and 16 will make his left arm. Do that, get down there. Which is gluing the back of his hand here. And then slotting in the back of his concussion gauntlet. Oh, so that's his right arm, yeah. I need 17, but I need to find 18 as well. So there's 17, and 18 is just up here. Oh, good luck with that twisted. I don't do editing. Editing quite implies that you've done mistakes, and you don't want people to see them. As far as I'm concerned, that's just my opinion. My opinion is worth absolutely jack diddly, as you know. That's why all mine are live. And if I do make a mistake, you get to see it. So you don't get to make the same one. That's the way I do it. And because I'm not entirely sure that I'm gonna be competent to I can't even talk. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure everything's gonna get done the way I want it to, so I kind of plan around it a little. So there should be 2 concussion gauntlets ready to go on this chappie in some strange, bizarre fashion. It doesn't actually show how you connect it shows you where you put the arms, but it doesn't show you what happens to the pipes at the back of him. Okay, so there are extra sections. The pipes aren't supposed to connect to anything just yet. Right. See, I would have tried making the pipes connect to something, and there's nothing there for them to connect to, so that wouldn't have worked, would it? Oh, so you're just speeding through clips and having stuff on there. Ah, okay. Well, maybe I should think about doing that one day. Possibly actually using the editor that I do have installed. I do have one installed. And I'm not entirely useless about using it, he says. I'm not entirely useless. I'm just not the best. I'll probably be able to do it a lot easier if it was anybody else's voice but my own. But as it's my own, and I can't stand my own voice, I don't like listening to me. My voice goes straight through me. I find it really difficult. I know everyone's going to say, but nobody likes listening to their own voice. Yeah, but I don't think everybody else's own voice has the same effects as mine has on me, which is, oh God, no, is that what I sound like? Probably best not to do that. Now I need to find section 19. And then we want 20 and 21. So we have section 19 here with one little pipe sticking out of it, which is looking like it might clip into the back of his head somewhere. Yeah, back of his head. Yeah, getting the hang of the software is easier, but getting past your own voice is quite a difficult one. If anyone remembers when EB was up here last with me, my entire speech pattern changed. And that's because I had headphones on and they were coming back into my own ears, which just threw me completely. Completely threw me off. As part of that snapped. Part of 19 has just snapped. Completely without me trying. That's not good. That is not good at all. But the main bulk of the part is in place, so it says it goes on there, but I don't see how that's supposed to work. Unless I'm putting it on upside down? Am I putting it on upside down? No. So, pray tell, how's that piece? Right, I'm going to take that off till his arm's set. Because that arm is not set. Because that arm's not set, he won't set. And neither is his foot. So that's as far as he's going for now. Which is all fun and games. Yep, some of these parts are too thin. And as I've figured out, I've just broken one by accident. But I can't actually see where it's supposed to fit on the model. So you're looking off this picture here, it's supposed to go right at the back of him. See, if we go off these pictures here, it's supposed to go like in the middle of his back with that thing going over his shoulder. Unless I'm I'm putting it on the wrong way round. That's why. It's supposed to go on that way round. See, it takes a bit of looking and a bit of figuring out sometimes, and there should be somewhere for that to go on his back. If I can actually pick it up and fiddle about with it. Two sections there that it pops into, and that's how it goes on his back. Haha! We have it. We have it. So now we need sections 21 and 20, which I've got a feeling are not going to be sections 21. Although there's 21. But where's 20? Oh, there's 20. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. That is just stupid. That's tiny. I mean, these small. And then these whatever this is. And in this case, it's getting a bit out of hand and getting out of control. This. What does he think he's doing? Let's take that backpack out. And then 21, which is this absolutely minuscule little piece here. Good morning, Ali. Good morning. Thanks for coming to join us. Along with anyone who's in portrait mode who's coming to join. Thank you very much. Alright. So now I've got to figure out which bit of these glues onto which bit of this. Oh, I'm going to guess it's that bit to go into there. If I don't drop it all the time, like I just have been. So that bit to go into there. And once you've got that bit, you glue around the inside of his backpack and it goes onto that thing that we put on a minute ago. And hopefully this is all going to lock it in place to a certain degree. I need something that can grab small things. I need to get something that can grab small. That'll do. And now gluing back onto his base properly. And that should be a nice swingy fisty fighty man. Very nice swingy fisty fighty man. And if we get to leave him without him falling over, then he's done. And we get to move on to the next one. If he falls face forward, then I've got to re-put him back on his base. Right, now we don't have any clue which part of these three we're going through on any of them. Which is 22, 23 and 25. So we have 22 and 23 right there next to each other. And 25's there. And then 24 for the back of him. Right, now that I've found out Leagues of Votan backpacks are not fun to put together, I am quite glad that I don't intend to expand this army anytime soon. That's 25, that's his leg, which goes after 22 and 23. And before anyone starts screaming at the monitors or the phones, I know I've not gone over it with a file or any burr removers or any mold line removers. I'm aware of this, but not everybody does. Some people don't even notice it existed, and some people don't really care. So, to cater for everybody, I just don't bother. I mean, you can sit there and go, but that's lazy. And again, I will draw your attention to the name of the channel. And it's like, yep, it is. You're right. Can't deny that one. So somehow this glues to this. It looks like it might be like that. Now that doesn't look like a very strong connection to me, which is why we've got to try and build it up like a shell so that sections hold each other together. And 25, which I did find. Well, 23 even, which is that one, which I did find. I also found 23. Now, this, I have no idea how long this stream is going to go for. So, please bear with me if it's a long one, or if it's a short one. No video is actually a set time limit. It is entirely what my body feels like it can manage. And I do have 2 streams to do today. So I will be back later tonight. Or in approximately 10.5 hours after this one from now, I will be starting my other stream. Which means I kind of do need to get this one done, don't I? I don't mean the stream done, I mean the actual models and things. But then I can move them off my desk and move on with what I've got to do tonight. Which anyone curious will find out before the end of the stream what I'm doing. So 22, 23 and 25 make up his buns and his belly. 24 is his back, which is down here in the corner. Exactly, Twisted. We do what we're able, and we don't sweat it if we're not. So for anyone who is coming in here thinking, what on earth are they on about? There's a good chunk of us, like including myself and members in chat, that have some kind of motor functional disorder, whether that be a version of MS, some kind of epilepsy, non-epileptic things in my case. Oh yeah, mine's non-epileptic, but very similar in how it works. Well, there's no point being sorry, Ali. It's just so people know that nobody's going to take... Well, we are going to take the complete and utter mick out of you for it, but it comes from a nice warm place. Because we also go through it with you. Right, so put a head on him. And then he wants a great big whopping plasma axe. What's the difference between a plasma axe and the hammers? Cthonian Beserks. Nope, I want Wikipedia. Wikipedia. Oh. I'll continue with it. So, a concussion maul has anti-monster and anti-vehicle 3+, 3 attacks, weapon skill 4, strength 5, AP 2, damage 3. The heavy plasma axe does not have any special characteristics. Melee, still get 3 attacks, hitting on 4, strength 7, minus 2 AP, 3 damage. Do I want the anti-vehicle and anti-monster, or do I want just a straight outright power? Part of me says I want them all. Part of me says I want them all. You have bad motor pills after morning state. Always cheerful in the morning. Always a way to put a smile on my face. Thank you. Yeah, I usually have a few motor functional skills after 15 pints of cider as well. Although I didn't drink yesterday. No drinking. No alcohol. No alcohol. And you're going to go, oh, shock horror, you didn't even drink when I came up there and you all went to the pub. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'll set up the table. Just don't drink. I was on coffee and I'm quite happy about that because they had free coffee. So it meant he saved me an absolute fortune. So now we need to glue his head onto his neck. Oh, for God's sakes, he's like stupid small. I'd rather put Necrons together than these. Let's put it that way. The Necrons are just metal, well, robotic skeletons. Good morning, Beaky. Good morning. Minnie Laz was talking about you the other day, Beaky. Dad, you don't have many friends, do you? I've got enough. And it's like, I bet I can name them. All 5. 5? Okay, go on. So he named Cat. He named Ramrod. And then he named you? I'm like, well, yeah, no, Beaky's one of my friends. So, but how do you know I talked to Beaky? I was like, I hear you at night. Oh, right, okay. So he hears us at night sometimes. When we've been speaking. I was like, okie dokie then. Right, well, I'm looking for this. I'm looking for number 29. I'm actually looking for a number. I'm looking for number 29, which is an arm. To swing his hammer axe thing. Yeah, that's 26. I found that. So he's 29, 30, 31, and 32. And there's 30. But can I find any of the others? I can't. Ah, there's 29. Found it. So yeah, I have 2 real life friends apparently, and all my other friends are online. Sadly Twisted, he didn't list you. But he doesn't generally get to hear me talk to you that much. He did list EB. And he listed Graham. So those are the only 5 friends I've got as far as he's concerned. And only 2 of them have ever... Well, 3 of them have been to the house, 2 of them have been when he's been here. Obviously, Buzzard, you have been to my house, but I don't think Mini Laz was here at the time. Well, he was here, he just wasn't running around the house. Or coming outside to... I think he might have even been in school. Although next time we're going to have to cut down on the cigarettes so you can actually come in the house. Come and meet Sparkles. So we need a bit of glue on his arm there, and a tiny bit of glue there for where his hand's going to join up. Then we get his elbow and his hand in the right positions. His elbow, so his hand goes there, his elbow goes there, like so. He is off school every time we chat Twisted, but every time we chat, I'm usually outside, so he doesn't get to hear. However, quite a few times when I've been chatting with Buzzard, I've been on the PC. So he gets to hear. And sometimes some of mine and Buzzard's conversations I can get a little bit loud, depending on the topic that we're talking about. So yeah, he definitely hears. Yeah, it's usually when me and you chat, it's either usually in the day, like nowish, maybe an hour or so, and then later on at night. But then again, I usually Buzzard sometimes it's in the afternoons after he's come home from school. So yeah, he knows what Buzzard looks like because he's seen him on monitor. Right. Next piece is number 31, which is another one of them stupid little backpack things that I put on wrong last time. Bottle some water if you must. We do have good water here, though. We do have good water. But if you wish to bottle up some Yorkshire water, bring it over. I'll stick it in kettle, and I'll even use a Yorkshire tea bag, and we'll have a brew, proper brew. Sparkle's will be happy with that because she likes the tea. And considering there's a good chance we'll be asking her to make at least one cup, I suppose we can let her have some of the Yorkshire water. It's not the first time we've had Yorkshire water. Obviously, been over to York a couple of times, we've had Yorkshire water. Oh dear God, Twisted. Don't do too hard. Just remember, breathe. Oh, you're making me want to do it now as well. I'm slowly waking up, people. I'm slowly waking up. I hope you're all in a nice, conscious condition. Apart from Twisted. Twisted, you're not allowed to be conscious. Not for any nefarious means, it's just I'm aware that if you're not fully conscious, you're in a better position. And then that goes on there like so. Oh my God, that is a pain in the rear end. But now we have another one. Now this one has a Plasmarex. And he also goes on a 28mm base. Yep. He's also on a 28mm. But he's got a very big nubby bit there at the bottom. That's not going to help. So let's flatten off the bottom of his boot. There we go. And then just knock everything off that I've just put on. All the stuff on his back that I've just put on. Just knock it all off. Why not? And I'm struggling to actually get it back in place. There we are. Glue all over my fingers. But a Cthonian Berserk on a base. Right, so now we've done number 1, which is our fella with the 2 fists. He's there. And we've done number 2, which is this fella with the axe, who's there. I've not quite got him in the same position. Mine's more looking up because he's got to be fighting bigger things than him. Well, I say he's got to be fighting bigger things than him. I'm not actually going to be using him. Yeah, that's a good way of doing it. That is a good way of doing it, Twisted. And in all fairness, I would as well if I could. Because it does help. As much as some people don't like to admit it. Right, so now we're on for guy number 3. There's only 5. Well, 6 because of the one with the big base. So now we're on 36, 37, and 38. Which none of them are on that sprue. I figured that much out. All the bodies have gone off that sprue now. We need to find whichever body's got 36, 37, 38. Now these look all like 70s and 80s and 90s. I don't think he's that sprue. This one, however, is warped. Oh. Yeah. Let's see. Where's 36? There's 36, 37, 38. Oh, that is the front and backs as well. Woohoo! So 36, which is the front of his body. 37, which is the back of his body and one of his legs. And then them bits get glued together. And then we get 38, which is his other leg and a bit of his side. And that goes on last. Well, last regarding where his torso goes on. So we dry fit. As much of that as we can. Which is... No, not a bad fit. Not a bad fit. Not a bad fit at all. Yeah, Yorkshire is a very big place, Steve. Yorkshire's absolutely huge. And it doesn't help that Lancashire's got smaller now that Liverpool and Manchester have left. Of course, you have Greater Manchester and Greater Liverpool now. Or is it Greater Merseyside? I'm never sure what Liverpool's actually come under as the Greater Borough. All I know is that it ain't part of Lancashire anymore. It is not. Now, I found 38 a minute ago. Where is it? It's there. It's there. It's that one. There is another one this weekend, is there, Ali? There is another one. Excellent. One of my children has made full use out of the fact that I got the last one. As soon as that voucher went in, something got ordered and came straight back out. And Sparkles was going, but don't you want to spend it on your stuff, on something for you? And it's like, no, it's in the Amazon account. Just spend it as part of the Amazon account. If we're going to order, use the voucher. It just so happened my second eldest wanted something from Amazon. Like half an hour after I'd found out I'd got the voucher. They didn't even know I got the voucher. But about half an hour after I found out I got the voucher, they wanted something from Amazon. Go figure. Psychic kids. Now I want another head. But if I can, I want one that looks a bit helmety. That I might be able to get away with saying, no, that's a helmet, not a bear head. And I want 39 then to go as his big overarm, raw arm. Because it is twisted, it is the first pop in the face. It's Greater Merseyside today, right? Okay. So I do know it's Greater Merseyside now. Yep. It's the same with Manchester. Even in my hometown, yesterday we went through a section that I've not been to for over 20 years. Right near where my high school was. Or is. Oh, yeah, was. The school's still there, I just don't attend anymore. And what was my bottom school field is now houses. What was an empty road going down the side of the school is now houses. What was once a pickle factory is now houses. Oh, yeah, I am definitely waking up. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm waking up. Where's 39? Give me 39. Oh, is that actually on this one? Can't remember now. That's 4, that's 10, that's 18, that's 26, there's just 9. I would hazard a guess that 39 is on here then. Where are you? Yeah, it was 39. 7, 8, 6, 7, 8. That's 41. 50, no. 39, there we are, right up in the top bloody corner. How come you're not seeing Twisted on your chat? And I can only see the Alison. Steve, you're in the portrait mode. If you go over to the horizontal mode, which is the full screen, rather than just the slim screen, you will see Twisted. You will have Ali's in there as well. You've also got Buzzard in there as well. I believe you and Buzzard may have spoken in the past via EB. Not 100% sure. Because I know I've been in voice chat with both of you, and I'm not sure if it's been at the same time. And I'm sorry I've not been in voice chats a lot recently. I know I usually do pop in them more often than I have been doing over the last few weeks. Partially, it's because I've got a new game to play, which is Ghost of Tsushima. And that game is absolutely fantastic, and I lose myself in it. So, yeah, Ghost of Tsushima is part of the reason. And just absolutely exhausted is the other one. And now that we've got that, we went 44 and 43. No, my face doesn't get any better on full screen. In fact, if anything, you can see me more in full screen, because I've noticed on the portrait mode, if you watch it on your phone, the chat covers my face. If, however, you're unlucky enough to watch me on the big screen, then no chat's just above me. So yeah, it doesn't make my face look any. In fact, it makes it worse. It means you can see me. 44. Oh, that was good. Found it straight away. Right there. First thing I looked at. How good is that, eh? How good is that? 44. And 43. Which I'm going to guess is the big plasma axe that is directly next to it. That one there. I'm going to guess, and I'm right. I really should have checked before I started snipping, shouldn't I? Oops. So how's this supposed to go on? Right, he's a big swingy guy. He's taking a full two-handed punt at you, this one. Well, not a punt, a full two-handed. Yeah, I'm going to home run you. That type of. I'm going to set about you with my big axe. And if you don't like it, tough, because my axe is coming any road. My face is almost normal. It's like, no, turn off the telly. There's strange and unusual torture, and then there's that. You don't want that. I don't think anyone wants that. To be quite honest, I don't think most people watch me, they just listen. Because, well, it's my face. I can't really blame them. A face only sparkles, good love. And then we have big swingy Axeman. And he also wants a 28. Oh no, I've got to do all these. Oh. So what is it? 45 and 46 to do his absolutely ludicrous backpack. That just doesn't make sense. Why they have to do it in two separate parts, I don't know. But they do. And now I've got to snip them out and glue them together. Looks like a little bit of a Doc Ock thing going on here at the back. Has anyone ever been under the medication to the point where you can feel it when you get up in the morning? And then when you feel it actually starting to leave your system, it is a big, oh, calm down. Anyone else get that? Just me. Because I can feel it leaving my system. Yeah, it's almost gone. Which is making me not feel so steady and able anymore. And then his backpack slots in there, but I've got to pop his hand back on. And his arm back on, and the backpack on. There we go, so now he can go on a base. Now he can go on a base. I'm stealing that one. I'm stealing that one twisted. You look at the southbound end of a north-facing moose. Oh dear, that's funny. That is funny. Oh, you're just not going to stand up for me, are you? You are not going to stand to attention. Stand to attention, boy. That is true. You have seen me in real life, so you've seen the full uncut, even remotely filtered. And I'm only saying filter because I've got a light in front of me with a diffuser on it, so I've not quite got full daylight in front of me. But yeah, Steve, you're in a very lucky position. You've met me in real life. You know how much of an absolute git I am. So that's 3. So that's this one up here. That was number 3. That's this fella who's charging forward to smash me in the face with the axe. Oh. Wow. Bloody hell. I have not started today in a great fashion. Deep breaths. Just give a couple of deep breaths. What? How did... Is that last comment you said that I may not be a pretty man, but I'm better looking than some of these other chumps that look like the southbound end of a northbound moose? We are stealing the you look as good as the southbound end of a northbound moose. We're stealing that, and that is now what, well, anyone can use if we get any of those trolls. Hello, Secretaries. I'm not anxious. I'm just so much, dude. It's just more my tablets are wearing off. So I'm getting into the point where it's like, oh dear, my hands are not getting less and less steady. So I'm probably going to have to go find some way to calm it down a little bit. How? I'm not sure yet. But it's not, but we do, as I was saying earlier, on this channel, I do suffer from a motor dysfunction thing. As well as quite a few other people in my chats and in my Discord. So if you have something that is like, well, I'm not too comfortable talking, and you're in a welcoming place, because we will take the mick out of you for it, but it does come from a loving place, because we're just as bad. So, yeah. It's all happy family here of dysfunctional bodies. If I put it that way. I mean, if you want to go through and try and find out what everyone's individuals are, then good luck. Some of them have lists. But if you suffer from anxiety, it's not a good thing. It's not nice. It's not a pleasant thing to suffer through. And you will at least get some degree of sympathy from us. But we also will not treat you any differently than a human being. Because at the end of the day, you are a human being the same as all of us. And, well, we all just want to be treated normally, really, don't we? We want to be treated like everybody else. I want to do the things that everyone else does. I want to try and get through the day like everybody else does. Doesn't always work, but we at least give it an effort. See, that's fine. That is fine. As I said, most of us aren't. I think Ali's the only fully functional one out of all of us, and she doesn't do any of this. So yeah, all the non-functional people have knives and snips and bad chemicals. The only functional one out of all of us doesn't. But yeah, I think Ali's the only functioning member of society that we have coming on a regular basis. Yeah, see, even D. How you doing, D? Paint models makes brain quiet. Various different things that go on through this channel. And it's just quiet enough for you to be able to go, no, I'm going to go there because there's not as many idiots as other places. Yep, Ali's working well so far. The only one of us who really is. And the amount of models you pump out, that ain't normal, mate. That just ain't normal, that ain't human. You should not be able to pump out that many models to that quality at the speed you do. So I'm claiming that as your dysfunctional part. No, see, that's how do you do it? Because painting doesn't quiet my head down. Yeah, well, my meds are wearing off at the minute, Secca. So yeah, that's hence that whole bit because my meds are wearing off, and wearing off meds is not fun. Next numbers 53 and 51. 53 is that leg, and 51 is that part of his body and arm. So I do talk as I'm going through it. Yeah, nobody functions properly. At the moment, I can feel it right down the back of my neck. Which, as long as it friggin' stays there, I'm okay. If it starts to intensify, though, A's gonna have to go to the break screen and remove myself from camera temporarily. So you're using both sides so you can wear everything out and then you can go, right, now I can go get some sleep. I'm sure the missus is very thankful that you do that. My missus makes sure that I take my tablets at night so I'm not bouncing around the bed in my sleep, which is fun. Well, I'm guessing it's fun. I'm not conscious at that point, so I don't actually know. So I'm guessing it's fun because my body likes doing it without the meds. He likes going bouncy, bouncy, bouncy across the bed. I've woke up a few times during it and oh Jesus, yeah, my body's gone to a rock concert and not invited me. Get his back on there. There we go. Getting that nice and glued in. No, I can't. I struggle getting this thing to shut up. Even now, doing this, he's still sat there going on with his twittering on with his little self. I'm not paying it attention though. It can sod off. It's not getting attention. I'm not reacting to it. I'm not. Also, it's not a. That's not my problem. Despite what some of you may think, my brain is not my problem. Speed and consistency. Speed and consistency. You put the Warhammer heavy metal team to shame with what you're pumping out. It's like, right, we need this army painted by this time. Done. Do we need it at this standard? Yeah, no, done. Done. What's the next? But we've not even told you. Done it. What is the next one? I mean, you're not part of the heavy metal team, I hope. Yeah, I'm working on Votar at the moment, Secca. It's only because it comes part of the Combat Patrol magazine. So this is issue 38 that I picked up yesterday. And it came with the last sprue and the bases from issue 37. So now I can put the Cthonian Beserks together. And hopefully they're going to be nice and stay in the right place. 58 and 57. 58. Where's 58? 58's a what? 58's an arm doing that. If it's slightly better than tabletop that you go for D, then you manage it very successfully. See, I go for tabletop, and yeah, I've come to the conclusion that mine generally look like just been dipped in house emulsion compared to what I see you throwing out. So I'm not saying mine are bad, I'm just saying yours are better. But I'm guessing you also put a lot more time and effort into yours, because a lot of my models get painted within 2 hours from about start to finish. Even Lasgow Thwacker got most of the work done within 2 hours. Does anyone remember the cat whinging to go out at the start of the stream? Went out the door behind me, didn't she? Yeah. Now she's at the other door over there, scratching to come in. So I'm just going to have to go No, you can wait there until I'm going out that door, because I'm going to go for some fresh air in a minute, because this is starting to get a bit uncontrollable for me. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the backpack. I wasn't sure I'd actually be able to go this long, to be quite honest. With the overall start of the stream. So I'm quite happy about how far I've managed to go so far. I was expecting me to stop after about half an hour and then come back and carry on. I was expecting a few little stops and starts in this one. So if I've gone even close to an hour, I'm happy. Oh, he's a proper overheader, isn't he? Like, boom. Right, I've just had a look at his backpack. Now, I've already complained about these backpacks. Why is this backpack made of 4 pieces? 4. Yeah, Anthony, if you have a channel name, ping it over to Alison. She'll throw it up in the chats so other people can go look. If not, occasionally, as I call him, D, pops into my work in progress and finished models section. So if you jump into Discord, you might get to see some of the fantastic work, especially the Harlequins. I do like the Harlequins. Right, that 4-piece thing, it ain't happening while my hands are feeling like this. I'm like, nope, not happening. Gonna have to go sort my neck out. So just for a brief instance, you will get to listen to Arius Nation. Where is it? Arius Nation, there is. And we have playlists. And we have Starbound full album. And we are about 14 minutes through this album. That's an interesting one. Sorry. That plan just got put out of the way. So I ain't clicking no more. I ain't snipping no more. I ain't doing nothing. I'm not even picking up a cup of tea. I'm not making a cigarette. I'm stuck. This is the first time this actually happened on stream. This is why I was trying to get the music going and get the thingy, because I could feel it's coming, and it's happened. It's happened. My arms have gone. Now I can still move my fingers, but my arms aren't moving from here. Oh dear. So this is going to be fun, isn't it? Just watching a guy sat here like this. So how is everybody? Hope you're all okay today. Had a nice start to the morning. Have nice plans for this evening. I know I've got plans for this evening. I've got a turtle to paint. It's there. Right there. I don't know how long this is going to last, so this should be fun. And Sparkles isn't here to come and do clicky things for me. So, yeah, I can still move my legs, so I could technically still stand up. Just can't move my arms. But my favourite law? My favourite law is Wazdaka Gutsmack. And that's an orc. It's an orc war boss who lives on his on his bike and can travel through the warp on his bike. And last he was known, he was heading around the southern edge of the galaxy with a war going basically towards through the Prior Nexus and up around that direction. And yeah, he's just an absolute maniac on a bike. And he's fantastic because the only time he gets off his bike is to work on his bike to make his bike go faster and put more DACA on it. And then he gets back on his bike and off he goes onto a full-on speed war. And anyone who's fast enough to keep up with him can join him. And if you ain't, you get left in the dust. Wazdaka Gutsmech is absolutely brilliant. But you can't field him anymore. You've not been able to field him since 7th. So he's my favourite law. That and Lasgul and Yarrick. Gazgul and Yarrick, sorry. Not Lasgul. Lasgul's my personal option. Ooh, plastering mesh tape to paint some diamonds. Ooh, you might have to elaborate a little bit more. He does have a... No, Fixit's the one from the comic strip that they had on Warhammer Community. Fixit and... Oh, what's he called? Yeah, he's like a standard boy, that one. And they get into all sorts of shenanigans, don't they? That's quite good. Yeah, he is quite fun. Is that? Yeah, that is. Somebody's noticed. Somebody's noticed. I'm here now. I'm chatting. Don't particularly want to be on camera like this, but it's happened. Yeah, the old arc law was absolutely fantastic. That's when you had the good shock attack gun that you could hurt yourself across the board and headbutt your opponent in the shooting face. That was a fun bit. You okay? Did you just see me like this and decide to come down? Ali told you. Ali, did you grass me up? Ali grassed me up. Through Facebook. Fair enough. Nothing much. If Ali grassed me up, I can't stop you at the moment, can I? Yeah, ideally, if you could come and... What you wearing? Right, okay. Yeah, see where it says Rogues Den Break? And it's got a little eye that's crossed out. Can you click the little eye so it's not crossed out anymore? Thank you very much, D. So, yeah, go across. And then click the little eye. Keep going, keep going. Next one. That one. Yep, click that. Excellent. Right, now see my sound thingy that's going up and down? I need to mute that. And then unmute the one above it. And I'll be back soon. Hello everyone. Right, I've got one working arm now. I've got one working arm. Yes, Ali, it will be Magical World of Sparkles and Oak tonight. While I've got one arm working, I can't clip anything. So, I can show you what I'll be working on tonight, which will be this little chappy. This is who I'm working on tonight. I have one arm working now. Yeah, my first introduction was Old World when I first started playing. Thank you, Ali. Yeah, I ended up with Dark Elves as my friend bought a starter box. His brother got the Bretonians, and he went out and bought a Chaos Warriors army. And Dark Elves don't stand up to Chaos Warriors very well until you get Cold One Knights and Repeater Bolt Throwers. Then you just spare the damn things from afar and charge them. It's great. It does work. But yeah, Old World was essentially my first introduction into Warhammer. But as D has said, he's put something up in. Right, do that. Go to that, and we go to finish models, and we get a Death Killer Wartrike in yellow as well. Yellow and red. Oh, look at those flames at the front. D, how did you do that blending for the front wheel? That's nice. That's nice. Then you got me with this little khaki thing. It's not even fully yellow. You could cover a dinner table with Skaven. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's called a rat infestation, that is. But yeah, I wouldn't mind a bit of a Death Killer Wartrike to go with these. Wet blending with contrast paints. Ah. Ooh. Right, I don't like using the army paint or speed paints that I've got for that reason, because they reactivate. But what I do have is drying retarder. So if you use that and just use that, should work with normal paint, shouldn't it? Could potentially allow me to wet blend. $1,001 models. No, thank movement phase would take forever. The movement phase would take forever. Golden Brown by Vallejo. What, have I got Golden Brown by Vallejo? I don't. I've got a couple of Vallejo Browns, but I don't think Golden Brown's one of them. So what I'll do is I'll work through the yellows that I've got with the Citadel range. And where is it? I got some of this stuff called Slow Dry. Yes, the bottle isn't in the best condition, but I didn't get it from the place in the best condition. It does require a lot of cleaning up. It's bloody manky. It is horrible. It's disgusting. Not one of my original paints. Was donated. Right, so use the... So use the yellow to base it, as that's the one that covers it. Right. Yellow first, then blend up through the... Gotcha. 1,000 tiny goblins and one... Oh dear, that's a lot of gobos. That's a lot of gobos. I think the closest I've ever done is something like 120 orcs. I just filled the board with boys. And a war boss. So 121 actually. That took a while to chew through. That took a while for them to get through. Come on. Release. Come on. Anytime today, please. Sometime today. It was only the other week I was saying that I've not done this on stream, wasn't it? And then today of all days, when I have 2 streams planned, it does it on the first one. That is how today is starting. I think I should just go back to bed once I've done this. Oh, there we go. Oh, ow, my elbow. Ow. Ow. That hurts. And now I'm tired. Anyway, enough with ailments and things going wrong. What was I trying to do? Oh yeah, I have a 4-piece backpack to put together. Right, so we want 59, 61, 62 and 63. Yeah, relax and breathe. Probably a good idea there, Twisted. Just get myself back into... I don't even know where... I've dropped the sprues somewhere because I couldn't pick them up and move them and they were on my lap, so I kind of stood up and they've gone. So we have to go get the sprues back. I'm not even started on this week's actual issue of the model yet. On this actual issue yet, so this is gonna be fun. Right, so we are looking for... This is not fun. 59. 59, where are you? That's 10 and 11, so I'm assuming that's going to be part of somebody else. There's an 8, which I'm going to guess should have been for the guy with the concussion gauntlets if I didn't give him the concussion gauntlets. But he's not on there at all. There's 59. There's 61. There's 60 in there. Oh my god. Have you seen the size of 62 there? That is just stupidly small. Breathe in and out with a woo. No, that's not going to help. What's probably going to help is nothing. Nothing, because I can't take any more tablets until later. Although this cup's got very heavy all of a sudden. My hands staying in one place. It's only moving a little bit. How's that one doing? No, that one's okay. Right. I'll be good. That might actually be that might be part of the plan now, Ali. Is to just record it and put it out as a video. But that means I might have to do a tad bit of editing, which I don't like doing. It just means I might end up having more than one break during this rather than... Usually, if I'm going to have a break, I'll try and limit it to one. But in this case, I might not be able to. 63, where's 63? 59. I've done 61, which is there, and 62, which is there. Hello, Graham. You've come in at the good part. And the last bit I need to find is 63, which I can find 60, just not 63. Is 63 on here? We've got 67s, we've got 70s. No, 63 is not on here. And it's certainly not on there because the backpack's full on that one. However, what is labelling as 63 looks remarkably like number 60, which is down here. 213. I'm assuming you're on about my sub count. Because I don't get to see that live, sadly. Right, so how's this supposed to work then? Right, so that goes that way around. That goes in. Oh, I've got unsteady hands and I've got to try and glue that into there. Are you kidding? No, it is not kidding. It is not kidding at all. Wait a minute. That's supposed to go in. Have I got this upside down? Nope. Right, so let's clean that little bit of a burr off. How are you doing today, Graham? Do you have a busy day on conferences, or do you get a nice day of sitting in front of the printer? So that goes in like so. I say, yeah. Right, so that goes in there. Okay. So I can at least dry fit that one in first. Then that's supposed to... How is that supposed to fit in the middle of both of those? Really? Just... I don't get it. It's... The gap it wants me to put it in isn't big enough for the plastic, which is quite remarkable considering the little bit of plastic that I've got is a very little bit of plastic. Ah, and I picked it up wrong. Wish me luck with this. Tired, ill, and utterly fed up. That is not a good sign, Graham. Does that mean you're at some point today getting yourself in bed with a cup of Horlicks or tea or Lemsip or something and getting yourself into a good condition? Or does that mean you're going to do the absolutely idiotic thing, which I would probably do myself, so just putting that in there first, of no, not going to bother, just going to try and push your way through? See, I would have done that this morning, today, but Ali was kind enough to tell Sparkles that I wasn't in a good condition down here, and Sparkles came down and did clicky click things for me. The Emperor guide my hand. The Emperor needs to guide something because I can't control it at the moment. Well, I can right now. Couldn't 5 minutes ago. And that is not necessarily a good thing. Right, so how's this bit supposed to go on? Yeah, right, so that's supposed to fit in there somehow. And then that's supposed to go on the back of him. This isn't going to be easy. Well, yeah, no, don't really have a choice in the matter. No, I get that. Like a minute ago, I didn't have any choice in what happened a minute ago, and I wish I did, because if I did have a choice, it wouldn't have happened. And this guy would have already been made and built and put together, and I'd be on for the next model. As it is, I am now up to his backpack instead. But he needs to go on a 28mm base. But try and get some rest if you can, mate, if you're not feeling good. I know I will be doing, after I've put these together, I will be skipping the painting section of issue 58 today. Paint them however you wish, whatever colour schemes you wish to paint them in. Hachette will give you a rough idea on how to do a GW style paint job of one of their actual Leagues of Votan ranges and one of the armies that they've named. But the great thing about this entire hobby is you don't have to listen to them, you can paint it however you wish, which is why I have a custom Space Marine army. Sparkles has come down to watch me now. Sparkles is watching me like a bloody hawk. So that's the 4 regular size base you guys done. With these big overhand ba-boom. Well, if you've got a chance, Graham, get yourself rested. If you've got a chance. Right, so I think we're on for the last sprue now, which starts with 67 and 69. So there's 67. There's 68. Where's 69? Nope. Nope. So 69 must be on here. 67 and 68 are on here. 69, there it is, right up at the top. It is now afternoon, Twisted, but Twisted says hello. So I'll start with 67 and 69. Oh, my arms don't feel good. I mean, they feel better than they did a minute ago, but feeling very, very weak. But the tingling subsided a bit, so that's good. That is very good. Yeah, it's only just gone midday. Only just. It's 8 minutes past 12. But yeah, it is midday now. It is luncheon time. Technically. Right, so looking at his back, this leg goes on that section. Like that. Lunchtime. Which means D's painting another 9 models. Twisted is putting about 6 different layers of various shades of red to create his highlights and his lighting scales. I'm going to guess Ali is on a lunch break at work. 8 models, sorry, not 9. I knew it'd be more than one. You've turned batch painting into an art. And I know how painful batch painting is because I had that many bloody Space Marines to go through. Painting 75 intercessors is not fun. Especially when you have multiple copies of the exact same model because of issue 1 that they brought out. Just two layers of red paint. Just 2. Not much. Coming from the guy who's not putting a single layer of paint on until later on tonight. But that's when I go through all of them. Oh, I've just realised I've not even prepped the model. I've not even prepped my model. How running stupid. Yeah. I think we all have, to a degree, some models that are half finished or at least put together and primed and waiting to be finished. And I've got my entire Eldar army sat in a box, primed, dry brushed. Some of them even been slightly painted. But they've not got any further than that. The pile of shame does indeed keep growing. I'm trying to think of a way to make sure that these don't become part of my pile of shame. I have one idea so far. Not exactly the best idea because it's taking it from my pile of shame and just adding it to somebody else's. But it takes it out of my pile of shame. And they get to add to it. My pile of shame, I wish I could put mine in a spare room. Mine's currently all under my desk or in the cupboard behind me with tables and lawnmowers and bikes, and generally not the type of place you want to be putting intricate little models. Right, so there's the front of him, and now he needs a head. Now there should be a very specific head for his little buddy mate, which is, I think, that one. But he can have pretty much any other head from there. Do I like any of those heads? Not really. Do I like any of those heads? Yeah, I like that one with a mustache. I'm going to go with a mustache. Yeah. I would say something like that, Seka, but my missus is sat behind me and she will quite easily tell me, no, I am not happy about the fact that you've got too many fucking models. That's the number as far as she's concerned of how many models I've got. I've got too many. Not, I don't quite have enough to do a 2,000 point army of this, and I don't quite have enough to do a 2,000 point army of that. No. I have too many. That's what Sparkles says. And that man has just fell off his base. I use the term man loosely because he is genetically grown in a vat. They do not procreate in the standard way that humans do. So therefore, I'm not entirely sure if male and female is accurate for them. But he's there now. See, now it's giving me another silly backpack to put together. Along with... Oh, this one wants the gun. This one wants the gun. Which is 82 and 83. I forgot this was the grenade launcher, dude. Is it the grenade launcher? Yeah, mole grenade launcher. Does that mean he fires it underground? See, that's what we all need to do, is get our partners into Warhammer as well. That way, when they've got a bigger pile of shame than us, they can't complain. If anything, they come asking for help. Can you paint these ones for me? In fact, no. Sparkles just does that anyway. She just buys models that she likes and goes, here you go. It's like, oh, what's this then? I liked them. Okay. I'm painting them then, am I? Yeah. You're the one with the YouTube channel. Yeah, for therapy. So it launches into the ground and burrows to the target. These are very subterranean. Diggy hole. Oh, I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. Diggy hole. Diggy hole. And if nobody knows who windrows are and have never heard diggy hole, what have you been doing with your lives? Everybody needs to know diggy hole. You painted her Nurgle spearhead for her recently. That's nice of you. That was very nice of you, D. No, Sparkles, I would prefer, to a degree, just for it to have been a spearhead. Nope, I'm making an entire world for Sparkles, well, it's a diorama, with about 30 odd characters on it. And that's not taking into account the 12 kitty cats from Cats and Catacombs. But you've also got those 12, which hurt my eyes. How's this arm supposed to... Something akin to that, I'm guessing. Akin. Didn't mean to make a joke there. I was thinking, what bloody joke did you make? These are the kin. So, 76, 77, and 78. 76, 77. At least 78 is only one wire. There we go. And then this one. I'm not feeling very confident about this. Let's hope I don't snip something off, eh? It is going to be the book of grudges if you don't know Windrose. This is a week's worth. What's a week's worth at most? What, them 38 models with the diorama to go with it is a week's worth at most. For you, maybe. Not all of us can paint with the speed and accuracy of the Flash. Sadly. Wish I could. Really wish I could. But no. I paint more with the speed and accuracy of Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, I can't even get a hold of this piece. No worries, Buzzard. You go grab some food, mate. Some sustenance. Try not to kill any peasants while you're out there, please. I know the temptation is real, but so is the fight to not do it. I hope you've removed the cow catcher from the front of your vehicle before you go into the town centre. And I'm so hoping I don't hear something from that area now. I've just put my foot very firmly in it. So that goes this way around. And then that way around. And now we try our best to nudge it into place. Keeping all the other stuff where it needs to be. That was close. That was close! If anyone who's new today, Francois, hello. Hello. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, so anyone who is new here today, or some of the regular viewers, you have now seen what it is that I sometimes have to go through. Well, I say sometimes. I go through it daily, but I don't go through it on camera daily. So. That's the biggest difference. I don't do it on camera. Except for today, apparently. Today I do. Sparkles has had a chance to go now, so she can sort her stuff out. And I just need to position that into somewhat of the correct place. All except for that one. That one does not want to stay. That little one there does not want to stay in the right place. It does, it does. It is. Well, Sending Stone is a long distance talkie box. Stay. That's exactly what a Sending Stone is. But you also just have to spell sending or message. There's plenty of ways for you to send messages around on that game. Right, so that's the Grenade launcher dude done. Now we need to make his little robot sidekick thing, which starts at 84, which is this section. That's 84. And 86 and 87 should be two weird legs that are right next to each other here. That food thing sounds like a good idea. Really does sound like a good idea, but then I'm going to have to go out. So I think we've run out of cheese. It's not even like I can do something simple like cheese on toast. With chorizo. Oh, cheese and toast with chorizo and mango chutney. Right, I think I know what I'm having for my lunch. It's when I get round to actually doing it. If I get round to actually having lunch. I say if, because by the time, if I've not finished here till like 3 o'clock, then I'm not going to have a chance to go get lunch. Because I'm going to have to go get Mini Laz. And that means I'm pretty much waiting then till tea time. Or dinner time, depending which side of the pond you're on. Or which end of the country you're at. That leg just fell off. Go on, the other one stuck pretty much instantly. Why can't you? Why can't you stick damn near instantly? Like the other one did. I must have just got that in the perfect place. There we go. That's 2 legs. And a partial stuck finger. So from there we need 85 and 89. 85 is a big backpacky bit there. Pardon me. And 89 is this little shoulder piece down here. I have no skinheads. Well, I have one, but I'm not doing me. So skinheads on a raft is not an option at the moment. I suppose I could do skinheads on a raft because I'm going to have to go out anyway. Either I'm going to have to go out or Sparkles is going to have to go out. And seeing as what's already happened, I think Sparkles might want to go out just in case something else happens to me. Because if my arms have gone, then she might not be too chuffed about sending me back out to go get other things in case my legs go. Let's just say that's the funny side. That's the fun bit, that legs go while crossing the road. So you want a little bit of glue on him. A little bit of glass, absolute shed ton of glue that. That was way more than necessary. Too much is usually better than too little. I found 89. It was in... I didn't cut it out, right, okay. That's 90. Where did I find 89? There it is. I knew I'd found it once, I just couldn't remember where it bloody was. I'll get there eventually. Yep, that's beans on toast, Ali. Skinheads on a raft is beans on toast. Sounds odd, I know, but we're northerners. Give us a break. shoulder lines up with arm. I hope. Yep, there we go. 88 and 90. 88 is that little head that I thought it was. There it is, 88's there, so I'm going to keep hold of that for a second. 90 is another arm holding something. Oh, I found 90 a moment ago. There it is. So we've got 88 at one side and 90 at the other. So I'm going to keep hold of 88 while I snip out 90. Now this is one of them weird ones where, is that the join for it or is that the snip point? And I've kept what I think might have been the snip point separate. Or attached, just in case it is actually the join for his elbow or something strange like that. As it looks like it could be, with him being one of the kin. Let's get that arm on first, because that looks like it's going to be a major pain in the rear end. Okay, Ali, thank you very much for calling in. You have a fun day doing whatever it is you're doing for the rest of the day. I hope it's enjoyable and stress-free. Unlike, apparently, my day. My day does not appear like it wants to be stress-free. Quite the opposite, in fact. My day is appearing like it wishes to be stressful. So on here I need to glue just a little bit on the back of the tab of the neck because there's a hole in there. And then pop his little dome head in. There we go. Got his little dome head. That leg's not quite set properly, so push it back on. And then we want the backpack section, which is the big long bit here, and then with the plasma axe section there. It's only took me 2 hours to do what should have only probably taken me, what, half an hour? If I ever did anything in a reasonable amount of time, I know you'd all be worried. It's like if I ever actually started a stream and I was ready and organised, I know you'd all be worried about that as well. That's not Laz. It's an imposter. Something's happened. Quick, someone message Sparkles. Tell her she needs to go down and smack him in the head with a frying pan. You know, that type of thing. Now, how does this go on? Like that. That's how it goes on. We get the axe up there. And that's the plasma axe, but it's not got the blade powered. So I'm guessing that's why it's not filled in like the rest of them. And then we have the backpack. Which goes on there. Hopefully nice and neatly without too much kerfuffle. And then we hold it and get some drink because my mouth's getting dry. All this talking does actually have an effect. Mostly on my throat. So now we glue him on to the base. We also glue the grenade launcher guy onto the same base. Oh, we've got that. Okay, you gotta go and get chair appraised. No worries, Steve. You have fun and grab us a cola while you're up there, please. I mean, if you put anything else in it because you're going to be drinking it for me, that's entirely up to you. But yeah, start with a cola. While I try and hold this little man in place. So he's not trying to go head first. There we go. That can hold him in place. So that is all five. All five. Even though I know I've built 6 torsos and 6 pairs of legs. It is only a 5-man model crew. So that's 4 with plasma axes, 1 with concussion gauntlets, and 1 with a mole grenade launcher. You can get rid of that magazine now. So we've done the building section. So that leaves actually reading the magazine. We're getting there. We're getting there. I'm still not feeling right. So if you are to paint these models, they're going to want you to use Avalon Sunset and a lot of your flesh tones, and then highlighting lots with grey, just to narrow it down. What are the colours? So Questo Night Flesh is for your leather, Screamer Pink and Mephiston Red for axe blades and wires. Catachan Flesh is your base colour for your leathers. Avalon Sunset, as I said, will be all the yellow pieces. They have base coated all these in a lot of these in Wraithbone as well. So they started with a lighter shade rather than the black shade. And then going from the light shade up into a bad and black for all the black parts, gauntlets and mechanical bits like waist parts and backpacks. Catachan Flesh for all the base for the brown, and including some of the flesh as well. Lead Belcher obviously for all the metal bits. Screamer Pink for handles and blades. Mephiston Red again for the highlight on blades and for any wires and eyes. Clean your brush regularly. See that there? See that there? I need to learn that bit. And obviously shades is null oil through most of it. Then brown, Agrax Earth shade over the brown and Reikland Flesh shade over the flesh and the yellow. Stormhost Silver to highlight the metal parts, and then Night Questor Flesh to highlight the browns and the leathers, and Pallid Witch Flesh to highlight any other flesh tones that aren't Questor Night, ones that you just washed. And by the end of it, you should end up with some very nice units and models that look something along those lines. As I said, I'm not painting mine because I don't intend to start a Leagues of Votann army. I have no intention of starting a Leagues of Votann army. But I'm just going to grab another quick breather. I did go through. Wow, you clean your brushes every night? My brushes wish. I have too many brushes, so it's usually like a once a month thing. Because I've usually got enough brushes to make up for the fact that one's not been cleaned, so I'll just go grab that one instead. The only thing I do struggle with on that point is dry brushes. I only have so many dry brushes. So let's see, we have the leagues territories to go through next, and the campaign parts. Ooh, that's showing us everything we're going to be getting in 61 with the new mat. That should be nice. So, and we've got lots of campaigns. We've got Orcs versus Chaos. We've got the full combat patrol for the Hearthkin Warriors. And then scenario 35, which will go under F in scenarios, is a scenario for your Leagues of Votan, which I will talk through after this. But as I'm going to follow Twisted Nerve Painting's advice, I'm going to grab a breather. Just for a few minutes. Because I'm still not right. As much as I wish to be. Normally when something like that happens, I'm tired. I am tired. I normally end up falling asleep afterwards, but this time I didn't. So I will put some music on. Briefly. Although I'm going to check that is not an advert. No, that is not. That's good. So yeah, we have some music. Shortly. Yeah, so I'll pop the door down again. Every star is a satellite. Everyone still shines so bright. We were lost, but we never broke. Every ember becomes the smoke. Every step is pulled away. Every truth begins to fray. If the silence can't provide, we'll find hope in what divides. Echoes divide, divide, divide. We're alive tonight, tonight. Through the noise, we'll find a way. Every voice still calls my name, Through the static, through the sound, every signal pulls us down. But we'll rise, we'll redefine every fault line in our Echoes divide, divide, divide. We're alive tonight, tonight. Through the noise, we'll find a way. Every voice still calls my name, Every voice still calls my Signals drift through the midnight air. Every spark says we're almost there. Chasing lines that we can't define. Every step leaves the ground behind. All the weight just falls away. Every shadow turns to day. We've been running out of time, but the climb is worth the fight. We're rising where the stars ignite, breaking through the endless night. Whoa, we're starbound. Whoa, And I'm back. Hello, everybody. Sorry about the brief wait there. Now let's get on with some reading. So we are going to learn about League territories. All kindred will hold sway over some place that they call home. Whether a small hold world, a nomadic flotilla of vessels, or a gargantuan void station. The leagues, each formed by many kindreds, boast larger territories still, which they expand, exploit, and protect with their characteristic single-mindedness and determination. Stubborn dwarves. That's what it boils down to, stubborn dwarves. The better known and more powerful of the leagues each lay claim to a vast interstellar Okay, tongue in mouth, start again. The better known and more powerful of the leagues each lay claim to vast interstellar empires that they call territories. They may contain many number of worlds, from those teeming with valuable resources to barren desert planets devoid of life or any materials of interest. Within these vast holdings, the leagues maintain their military forces. Their kin hosts demand for the machinery of war is fed by great centres of production, and the armies are staffed by kin from many populated worlds that are spread around the territory. Okay. Other worlds within the territory will be mercilessly harvested for resources, efficiently stripping them of every last material or mineral of any possible use until there is nothing left to take from them. So they strip mine planets. Jeez. Once a league has claimed a region, it will mark its borders with ident beacons, broadcasting their claim to anyone who approaches. These claims are usually honoured by other leagues, who view war between the kin as profligate and wasteful. I mean that just means unprofitable, I'm guessing. However, they take no such views of war against other species and will happily seize territory by force from other civilizations that are already present in the area, should they be unwise enough to obstruct the claim of the kin. Those who are willing to share their space, or who lack the strength to resist, are often allowed to live. Occasionally, leagues have even been known to form mutually beneficial alliances with them. Oh, that's good. You have a good day, Graham. Cheers for popping in, mate. And yeah, go get yourself sorted out. I'll get myself sorted out, you get yourself sorted out, and Twisted's already on his way getting himself sorted out. I'm assuming Seko is also on the way to get himself sorted out, hopefully medicated as well. And, well, Buzzer's getting food. Ooh, we have a big map. And this is of the Galactic Core. Okay, so we have the green ones are prominent holds, the yellow ones are mining epicenters, the blue ones are trade hubs, the little blue lines with dots at the ends are trading routes. We have red ones with like a 3-strike cross, which are space anomalies, like this one down here. That's a space anomaly, that's a space anomaly, that's a space anomaly. And then we have ones with this symbol, which are warp storms. Okay. And then any of the white ones like this, they're all alien territories. As you can see, there is an absolute shed ton of all of them. Absolute shed ton of all of them. Sparkles is just nipping out now, I believe, to go get lunch. And a night test, I think. Yep, eye test. And let's read about the Galactic Core. Now, if we look at this picture here, we can see it's like right on, or almost in the middle of the Cicatrix Maledictum. Why can I say Cicatrix Maledictum and not some of the other words? I don't know. but that's roughly where it is. The galactic core is a vast area of space that is beset by all sorts of dangerous anomalies and phenomena. It is in this volatile region that the Leagues make their homes. The crucible of the galactic core is one of the least comprehended areas of space in the whole galaxy. The fundamental forces of nature are intensified here, and the sheer density of the stars packed into the area is unlike anything that can be found elsewhere. The Leagues who inhabit this perilous region have laid claim to much of the core, and their presence and activities are one of the defining forces of the area. The Greater Thurian League are in control of the largest area of any of the Leagues. Their territory is rich with raw minerals and materials and resources, allowing them to continue building their wealth and military might. They have been in control of the area for so long that most internal threats have been suppressed, and many safe trading routes have been established. The Ymir conglomerate may not control the largest area of space, but they may have a claim to controlling the richest. The concentration of raw materials is unequalled in almost any other League's territory. Such bountiful resources have attracted the attention of others, and war rages endlessly as the kin attempt to drive the raiders away. Meanwhile, the Ghulo industrial complex control a sprawling belt of territories, which they are always looking to expand. As specialists in acquiring and exploring or exploiting new worlds, they have developed the technology and skill to transform even the most desolate worlds into thriving centres of production. Very nice. So the hardy little, so-and-sos. That's what they are, hardy little so-and-sos. It always rips at them at the circly bits. Life in the galactic core. Life in the galactic core is brutal and harsh. There is no place for error, and only through the aggressive acquisition and hoarding of resources and technology can anyone hope to stay alive there for very long. It is this harsh reality that has conditioned the mindset and culture of the kindreds who live there. They devote great efforts to seeking out new knowledge and new resources to safeguard their societies, and they prize bravery, exploration, and efficiency in all things. Even those kindreds who have achieved some level of security dare not waste anything or miss any opportunity. They are never far from the precipice, and the unpredictable and violent nature of the forces that surround them may come to bear at any moment. So they're not in a good place. A couple of years back, GW had one of the first Photon Warriors as a mini of the month. I have been drawing the ideas I've come up with for a diary. Oh, you've got him as well, Twisted? You've got the mini of the month that was one of the first You like your mini of the month, so don't you? You do like your mini of the month. Well, that is our rough background on the Leagues in this issue. Issue 58, which is actually the issue that came out yesterday. The actual issue that came out yesterday. We're good on that. We're catching up. And now we have a campaign versus Eldar versus the Orcs. So, the Eldari and the Orcs alike have roamed the stars for millennia, and thousands of years of conflicts have led to an unwavering hatred between them. In a battle between these ancient foes, there will be no mercy. So for this, the story behind this little setup, this little battle that you're going to have, a band of Eldari Rangers has disappeared in this system. A larger force of their kin has come in search of their lost comrades to recover their spirit stones of the fallen. They have picked up some solid clues, but are retracing the last known steps of the Rangers. But the situation is getting increasingly complicated, and everywhere they turn, they are surrounded by enemies. They must balance the need to find the lost party against the very real risk of losing more troops in the search. Meanwhile, You're meowing at an empty chair. Why are you meowing at an empty chair? You do have to love a 3 mini twisted. You are right. A 3 minis are always good. Where are we up to? Oh yes, here we are. Meanwhile, a band of orcs have descended on the sector to try their luck at fighting all of the many enemies that have congregated here. The war boss is desperate to prove himself and attract more orcs to his horde. So he will settle for nothing less than the biggest battle against the hardest enemy he can find. Luckily, this sector is host to some of the fiercest fighting that is within range of the orcs' ramshackle fleet, and they will have every chance to prove themselves before the fighting is through. So in this mission, we are using Forward Outpost. So it's filed under G, Core Missions number 3. And you will need the Combat Patrol section for this. By the looks of it, you are setting up on a single mat. 4 points, 4 objective points to be scored. Again, going from the centre marker towards each deployment zone, 16 inches. So it's 4 inches just inside each deployment zone here. And then again going up and down from the centre, 8 inches either way. So 16 inches apart. They'll have one there and one there. The edges of the deployment zone are 12 inches from the centre line, so 24 inches away from each other. So that should leave you with one. Actually, that might be 2 boards. But I'll leave you with a nice area there for your deployment. So, if you're playing as the Eldari in this one, the orcs have established an outpost of sorts on a world that might hold vital clues to the fate of the Lost Ranger band and the whereabouts of some of their spirit stones. A force of Eldari move in and establish their own base within raiding distance of the orc fortifications. A strike team is dispatched to disable the outpost so that the search can continue without interruptions. If you are playing the orc side, the orcs have placed an outpost on a world near some busy space lanes in the hopes of finding some fun enemies to fight. But as luck would have it, they don't even have to travel far because some Eldari have set up their own station nearby. The silly gits. The orcs immediately send out a team of their most enthusiastic boys to smash up the station and kick the snot out of anyone who gets in the way. God, I love the orcs as well. They're fun. Obviously, if the Eldar win by claiming more victory points than their opponent, you do that in the usual way, either by having you score 5 victory points for having an objective marker. You score 5 victory points for having more objective markers than your opponent. And by the end of turn 5, whoever has the most objective markers and victory points wins. If the Eldar win, then excellent, they find the Spirit Stones, they move on to the next mission. If it's the end of the campaign, then they find the Spirit Stones, recover everything they need, and they win their campaign and leave. If the Orcs win, then the Orcs win. To go on to the next fight to kick the snot out of some more silly gits. Again, there is a campaign victory, then they've took the planet, and the fighting is fierce, everybody is happy in the Orc Warband, and it's just more stomping and Daka and just a damn good time. Now we have a different one. We have the second part of the campaign, which is Chaos Space Marines versus the Orcs. So the Orcs are getting a good seeing in this one. A very good seeing in this one. Both the Chaos Space Marines and the Orcs are warlike and bloodthirsty. But beyond this, they have nothing in common. For millennia, they have fought each other, and each new meeting can only end in battle. Exactly, Twisted. So if the Orcs win, it's on to the next war. If they don't, then the Eldar win, and the Orcs will just come back again anyway, because they're Orcs. The Chaos Space Marines have entered the system looking for strategic opposition they can occupy. Each move is a step towards their ultimate goal of launching a campaign of bloodshed and terror on the rest of the system. As each planet falls and the people of the system become repressed and frightened, it becomes easier for the Chaos Space Marines to spread further, pressing home their advantage and tightening their grip on a weakened system. Meanwhile, a band of orcs have descended on the sector, drawn to the bloodshed and fighting that have taken over the area. The war boss is desperate to prove himself and attract more orcs to his horde, so he is desperately seeking the biggest fights against the hardest enemy he can find. The orcs are highly motivated and mobile, willing to steer their ramshackle fleet wherever there is a promise of a good fight. Some worthwhile looting, or a chance to smash things up just a bit. Now this one is using Core Mission 4, which is again filed under Section G, and it's using the Scorched Earth mission. Well, this one is the Diagonals. Now this is a real pain in the rear end to actually put your objective markers out. So going from the centre point 6 inches up and down, you have one objective marker. Then again from the centre point, we go left and right by 10 inches. Then from that point, you go either up, away from the deployment zone by 4 inches and place objective marker A, we'll call it. And if you go to the left and then come down, or again away from the deployment zone, place objective marker B. Once again, it is the same type of mission. You score victory points in the same manner. If Chaos win, then they either go on to fight the next battle because they have not caused enough terror and disruption throughout the system and have not caused as much destruction as they would have hoped. They will continue on. If it is your third victory in the campaign victory, then Chaos are taking the system. They will sacrifice it to the dark gods, and they will give it up to the pleasures of demons that will laugh in the faces of the souls that they've taken. Again, if the orcs win, then they had a damn good crumping time, and they're just going to go look for something else to smash in the face. Whether it be a single victory or the campaign victory, they're just going to move on and look for a bloody good fight. Quite simple. Orcs are really simple creatures. Fight, loot, smash. Doesn't matter who it's against. Can even be against other orcs. Now, he's actually given us the full combat patrol of what we would get if we was to buy the old combat patrol for Leagues of Votann. So these are called the Warspecs Prospect. It contains 1 Khal model, 5 Cthonian Beserks, 3 Hearthkin Pioneers, and a unit of 10 Hearthkin Warriors. Now, of all of that, I do not have the Warriors. So the Khal is supposed to be equipped with a Disintegrator and a Mass Gauntlet with the Teleport Crest. The Cthonian Beserks, you've got 3 equipped with the Heavy Plasma Axe, 1 equipped with a Mold Grenade Launcher and Heavy Plasma Axe, which we've just put together, and 1 model is equipped with Twin Concussion Gauntlets. Those are the 5 that we've just done. So, Twin Concussion Gauntlets, Plasma Axe and Mold Grenade Launcher, and then 3 with just plain old Plasma Axes. I say plain old Plasma Axes, they're hefty. And the Hearthkin Pioneers, 1 model is equipped with a Bolt Revolver, Bolt Shotgun, Magna Coil Autocannon, Plasma Knife, and Comms Array. Another model has got pretty much the same thing, but instead of a Comms Array, he's got a Roll Bar Searchlight. And the last one has a Bolt Revolver, Bolt Shotgun, the High-Las Rotary Cannon, so that's the big gun on the back, a Magna Coil Autocannon, and a Plasma Knife. So there's one that's a bit more shooty than the rest. The actual Hearthkin Warriors. The Then is equipped with an Etakan Plasma Pistol, Kin Melee Weapon, and Weaverfield Crest. You have 4 Hearthkin Warriors equipped with Auto Pattern Bolt Pistol, an Iron Blaster, and a Close Combat Weapon. Then 1 is again equipped with an Auto Pattern Bolt Pistol, an Iron Blaster, Close Combat Weapon, and a Comms Array. Another one is equipped with, instead of a Comms Array, has a Medipack. There's another one that instead of a Comms Array or a Medipack has a Pan-Spectral Scanner. We have one with an Auto Pattern Bolt Pistol, a High-Las Auto Rifle, and a Close Combat Weapon. And finally, The last one, which will make 10, has the auto pattern bolt pistol again, a Magna rail rifle, and a close combat weapon. So there's the high-las auto rifle, and there is the Magna rail rifle. Most of them have the ion blaster. The comms array is the one with the little sticky things, and the panspectral scanner is the one that looks like the Devastator's. What's it called? Yeah, Sergeant has it on his shoulder. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, but essentially it's a scanner. It's going to stop things from coming in too early or too close. I don't like the fact that rips every time. So there we have it. We have the Khal, we have the Hearthkin Pioneers, we have the Cthonian Beserks, and then we have the Hearthkin Warriors back there. Again, all painted nicely in yellows, blacks, and skin tones mostly. Which brings us to our new scenario, Scenario 35, Hunt Them Down. While exploring a derelict space hulk in the void between worlds, a contingent of Cthonian Beserks spreads out from the rest of their crew in search of the knowledge that may still be hidden within the systems of the ancient wreck. But they stray too far and become cut off from their fellow salvagers. Soon, the readings on their scanners reveal terrifying truth. They are not alone. Quickly, the Beserks take a last futile look at the area and then head back towards their fellow salvagers. But as they move, the life signs on their scanners move with them. Whatever is in there with them is wiser to their presence. Is wise to their presence and is hunting them. The Cthonian Beserks resolve not to flee before this unknown foe, but to meet it head on. They draw their weapons and turn about, bodies thrumming with the invigorating cyber stims coursing through their veins. A skittering noise alerts them to the danger. Tyranids. These beasts never give up, and there is only one way to survive. The Cthonian Beserks must hunt and kill every last one of them. So how to play this mission? To play Hunt Them Down, set up the battlefield so that it represents an ancient space hulk using a single battle mat as shown on the next page. Then follow the deployment instructions. Instructions, not destructions. Each player has finished. After each player has finished deploying their units, the players roll off to decide which one of them takes the first turn. During the game, each terrain card on the battlefield represents a solid pillar that runs from the floor to the ceiling of the derelict ship. Units cannot see over or through these terrain features, which means they cannot shoot through them. Neither can they climb up and over these terrain features either. And there is a lot of terrain. Okay. So our singular mat set up with a terrain piece on each and every square or rectangle. The Leagues of Votan deployment zone is up here, only half a square, and the Tyranids deployment zone is down here, again only half a block. It's not actually a square. For deployment, the Tyranid player places 2 units of 1 von Ryan's Leapers and 3 units of 2 Termagants in their deployment zone. Then the Leagues of Votan player places 5 single model units of Cthonian Beserks in their deployment zone. Neither side may take any secondary objectives or enhancements, and neither side may use any stratagems. How to win? That's always a good one to find out, because this isn't a standard mission. Each player scores 2 victory points for each enemy unit that is destroyed. The player with the most victory points after 5 battle rounds is the winner. If both players have an equal number of victory points after 5 battle rounds, then it is a draw. A roll-off reminder. In this game, you decide who goes first by rolling off. This is how the first turn of many games are decided. Other things can also be decided with a roll-off, like who is the attacker in a combat patrol mission where No other directions are given. To roll off, both players roll a dice. The one with the highest roll gets to choose whichever outcome they prefer. In this case, they choose whether they would go first or second. So even though you don't get to use stratagems or faction abilities, you do get to use data card abilities. So if it's actually on the data card, then you do get to use it. So in this case, there is a Feel No Pain that the Cthonian Beserks have. The Feel No Pain X ability allows you to shrug off wounds dealt to them by the enemy. See Core Rules Part 6 if you want a bigger explanation. Each time a model with the Feel No Pain X Plus ability is about to lose a wound, roll a d6. If the result is equal to or higher or greater than the number listed next to the ability, that wound is not lost. The Cthonian Beserks have an ability Feel No Pain 5+. This means that their Feel No Pain roll is 5 or 6. That's it. If you're on a 6-sided dice, you only get 2 numbers that are 5 or higher. If you roll greater 5 or 6, you do not lose a wound. In the case of attacks that do more than 1 damage, you must make a Feel No Pain roll for each wound they are about to suffer, not for each successful attack. So unlike saving throws, where you would roll it against the attack, and then if you save it, it blocks all the damage, Feel No Pain's, it's got past your armour. So if it's a damage 3 weapon, you're rolling 3 Feel No Pain rolls, even though it was 1 attack. So you might only take 2, you might take all 3, you might not take any, but you have to roll for each damage, not each attack. So the next one is Cyber Stims. So this is another data sheet rule, not a blanket rule. The Cthonian Beserks have a special ability that allows them to make one final strike against their enemy when they are destroyed. This makes engaging them in close combat a risky decision for an opposing player to make. If a Cthonian Berserk model is in engagement range of an enemy unit, and that Cthonian Berserk is destroyed before it was fought during that turn, you can use the Cyber Stims ability. To do so, you roll a d6, and on a 4+, that model gets to fight as normal after the attacking unit has resolved their attacks. Once it has fought, you then remove it from play straight away, because he didn't survive, he just gets to have his swing back. Which means he could also end up taking out the other unit and just wipe each other out. Quite nasty, that. Quite nasty. So what are the victories and loss? Well, what happens if each side gets a victory? The Cthonian Beserks fall before the relentless attacks of the ravening Tyranids. Once they have gorged upon the biomass of these hardy kin, the Tyranids can turn their hungry attentions towards the rest of the unwitting salvagers. So obviously that's if the Tyranids win. If the Votann win, the Cthonian Beserks worked hard for their victory, but they have overcome the Tyranids and cut them down. The hive mind has learnt something today. Do not trifle with the forces of the leagues of Votann. And of course, a draw is a draw. Neither side wins. So what issue is this? This was issue 58. So 59 and 60, we're going to finish off the Orcs and the Leagues of Votann. Then in 61, we're going to start getting the Genestealer cults and the Astra Militarum from then onwards. So in issue 61, we'll also be getting a new battle map, which is very nice. I like that. More battle maps means more areas to play on. And these are slightly different. These aren't segmented up into like ship parts. These are more open plains. So we only have 2 issues left of Leagues of Votann and Orcs. And each one of them will be getting a full unit or a vehicle. This is going to cover next week now. So next week, which I'm happy about because it's still October, we will be getting which is one of the best names for a unit or a model in Warhammer 40,000. We will be getting a Boomdakka Snazwagon. And it is absolutely brilliant. I mean, he's got a little Gretchen strapped to the front, a guy sat out with a Molotov, a guy on the back with a Molotov manning a huge gun. It is just orky vehicle goodness. And we will also get the build and paint guides for that in one issue, as well as a new scenario, because we're getting that entire thing in just one issue. Issue 60, we will be getting the Einhir Hearthguard, which are the Votan equivalents to Terminators, as far as I can tell. Now, these are very heavily armoured. Big bladed gauntlets, or possibly concussion gauntlets or hammers as well. And Volkite pistols by the looks of it. We'll also be learning more about the Hernkin and the Bonds of Honour in issue 60. But next week is the Boomdacker Snazwagon, and I'm happy about that because I have a Shock Jump Dragster, I have a custom Booster Blaster, and now I'm going to have a Boomdacker Snazwagon to go along with the 6 Bikers and the Stomper and Lasgull and the Copters. I'm running a very, very, very mechanical wah at the moment by the sounds of it. Well, that's next week, and those are the week after, which should go ahead on Wednesdays as normal. As I said, this is because it is Thursday today. Tonight, I will have the Magical World of Sparkles and Oak at the usual time of 9:30, which gives me just over 8 hours to get into some kind of condition to do that one and prep it up properly. Oh dear, dear, dear me, that should be fun. Well, that is Combat Patrol issue 57 and 58 completed to a degree. I do actually have the models now where they're not going to fall and flop about, so I can show you the so yeah, you've got the concussion gauntlets, the 3 plasma axes, and the mole grenade launcher with the plasma axe as well, which is nice. That twisted that my other car is a Boomdacker Snazwagon needs to be put on a sticker. It needs to be put on a sticker to go on many, many people's cars. Many, many people's cars. Especially Americans, because Americans seem to like stickers on the cars. You do you, boo, but yeah. My other car is Boomdacker Snazwagon, needs to be put on there for many, many people. But I hope you've enjoyed coming to spend time with me today and looking through the magazine with me and building the Votan models at last, even though we've had to wait over a week because they don't give us enough sprues. And yeah, I'm going to have to get myself into a functioning condition. Luckily, I take my tablets before I start my stream tonight. And we will be painting a turtle? Oh wow, they did make the stickers. Excellent. In that case, yeah, get it slapped on the bumper, on the back, and yeah, see how many people honk and shout wah as it's driving past. That would be fun. That would be actually quite funny. So yeah, thank you again for everybody who's come to join me, and anybody who's joined on the Patreon or come and join the Discord, or even just hit the subscribe button. Every little click helps regarding YouTube getting me out to more people that may wish to see me and may like to come. I said it's a very small community, mostly made up of people who aren't fully functioning, which is perfectly fine because neither am I. And I kind of enjoy that about it. It's a nice place. Not saying it's a particularly... yeah, we do get a little bit boisterous sometimes, but no, it's good. So I've enjoyed this, apart from having the lockup halfway through the bloody stream. It's the first time I've done it on this channel, and I was hoping to never do it on this channel. So much for that. Again, I apologise because of the amount of breaks that I've had to take today. But thank you again, everybody who's come to see me. Everyone who's spent time, everyone who's hit that like, everyone who's chatted, and obviously Secrets 1973. Thank you very much for your first time coming in to see us. I hope to see you again. Until that though, yeah, look after yourselves, please drive safe, and I will see you all, hopefully, in 8 hours and 10 minutes. See you later. Bye.